Hello friends and welcome to Shadowfax Games. I'm back in Strange Antiquities. So I'm about to end the second day. Just give Jupiter another pet. Yep. A deep pain radiated down the side of the rider's head where he had sliced himself with the diverging hook, and his thoughts were scattered and torn. He could not see out of his left eye. So what was the first part? Black mare thundered through icy rain, shining wet in the silver moonlight. Her cloaked rider was exhausted, cold, soaked to the bone. He knew he would not survive the night if he did not reach Back Barrow. Alright. Continue. Trace this out. Not sure what that's supposed to be. Last time around it was clearly shackles. Or is that actually the clue? Yeah, I bet we're supposed to look for something on the map shaped like that. I'm just wondering if it will be this orientation or any other orientation. But like, you can see like the buildings make shapes like that. I'm not sure if spot it. Maybe. So like around there. Let's look at this card. Okay. Now let's put that down. Am I just blind? Okay. I mean, it's clearly pointing me towards a specific building. I'm just not sure I'm seeing it. There it is. Bingo. Alright, so it took me a bit, but it's right here. So there's that, the hook shape, so it's this one right here. Yeah, I think that's the end. That's the building, that's the hook shape. So it's right in here. There is a narrow gap between the two houses, and I spy a small wooden chest wedged firmly inside. Slowly I manage to work it loose, and when it finally comes free, it shoots out onto the hard ground and snaps open, revealing its long hidden treasures. Okay, so we got some items. A bottle of some kind. Is this the thing that goes in here? Maybe? No. Okay. It was a good guess. Okay. Let's get my books out. Making sure I'm not missing anything. Not sure what I'm supposed to do with that. But it looks like the cards Yeah, it looks like the cards I already solved with check marks. They've gone away. Alright. Alright, let's help a customer. Francesca Robertson. Good afternoon. No, morning. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. I'm Francesco Robertson, a doctor of sorts. I assume you've heard about Mr. Hungerford. It seems to be the talk of the town already. I'm used to dealing with maladies of an occult nature, but black eyes are certainly unusual. I've heard of something like this before, but I don't see how it could be the same thing. Either way, I'm hopeful an evocant will have some effect. Alright, so this is Francesca Robertson. Growing up, Francesca's father was her hero when he died suddenly and tragically in a mysterious incident. Nobody seemed able or willing to give her answers. The answers she demanded, and she grew tired of being fed the same stories that she knew could not be true. As she entered adulthood, she learned how to find things out for herself, and what she learned opened her mind to a world she hadn't known existed, a world of occult maladies and dark articles. She learned about Tormund's paralysis, Hobbs' fear, and Sapphire Curse, and she learned that these maladies could be cured. Evocant. These stone items weigh the same as a man's heart, according to the popular myth. The truth is a little less dramatic, but the weight of these items seems nevertheless important, and should not stray more than a hair from precisely 1 pound. They are placed on the chest of those in a coma to draw them out. Okay, so we're looking for something made of stone. I'm not sure what these plants are for, so I'm just going to move them. I'll put the scale in front of the weights. Alright, so this is clearly stone. Stone, some sort of fossilized creature. It's not more than 1 pound, so... Huge black gemstone streaked with red. I'm not sure, a gemstone, an iron, yeah, so... Clay. Bronze. Withered flesh. Grim. Gross. Okay, so what about this? Stone. Stone. It's rough and putrid. It vibrates with energy. It's rough and pitted. So the tip vibrates with energy. I have nothing to remark. I feel a pulsating power like a beating heart. This seems like a solid candidate. It's a little light, probably because it's levitating. What about this one? This looks like stone. Red paint or perhaps blood. Hard and cool. Nothing to smell or hear. Nothing to That weighs exactly a pound. Stone, gold. I believe this is our evocant. Maybe I should wait until I confirm it, but evocant. Evocant? Maybe evocant, like you're evoking something. I was correct. Item is made of stone. Weighing the item while using my scale showed that it is exactly 1 pound. Daedalus link. A daedalus link is a powerful object capable of producing a levitation field. The field is extremely fragile, however, so it would be prudent not to take risks. These items are surprisingly light in weight. Their designs vary, but they might point to some facet of flight. A feather, or the wings of a bird or insect, for example. Interesting. So let's get binding seed, horned shackle, hunter's boon, libula. Yep, so I want my evocant to go there. Gonna slide that over. We'll need to open this up. And whatever's in here. Find also some more tiles. Temperance Parker. I had a quiet chat with Edmund Bishop in the Guilty Ram last night. He's always got an interesting story to tell, but last night he was different. I can tell he's worried, which has got me worried too. I know it's not much, but I'd like a shield charm all the same. Generic charms of protection have little to offer the skilled thaumaturge, but can have small effect. An Oshadic spirit have some small effect. An Oshadic spirit or a wandering shroud will not abide them, for example. Such charms make use of the art of symbology, an ancient and some would say primitive component of thaumaturgy. They can be made from a variety of materials, though rarely precious. Precious metals. Charms of protection. Protection, so I'm looking for 2 interlinking boxes. Right there. Cheap metal. So no precious metal. This is it. So this is a shield charm. This pendant has a symbol of protection. St. John's Anvil. These items have much in common with the St. John's poppy plant of the same name, a fact that is reflected in their designs. I remember that from Strange Horticulture. They have different uses, however. Whereas the plant helps to overcome deafness, an anvil will dampen sound. They can even be tuned to filter out certain noises but allow others to be heard still. Useful. Okay, so shield charm, please. Okay, so we're gonna move some stuff around. Yeah, so go up there. Glad to know that it'll tell me if I'm looking for symbology, at least sometimes. How are you doing, Jupiter? Devourer of Souls, I think it called you. Actually, I can check that out. Devourer of Souls, yes. Hugh Langston. There's something I wanted to show you. I didn't like the look of it, so I left it where I found it. What if it's cursed? It was hanging behind an old shed all overgrown with ivy. Let me draw a quick map for you. There. Okay. Church and old shed. Okay. Let's get the map out. Okay, so we're looking for a church. We're also looking for roads that more or less. Meet this description. High Green Church 4. I don't know if that's right. Undermere Church 28. Is this it? Yep, it's right there. Okay. Yep, that's it right there. The shed is actually a wooden summer house that looks out over the pond, but it's clear that it hasn't been used in some time. Thick brambles claw their way up and over one side of the structure, and ivy covers the rest in a mottled green. I find what I've been looking for to the rear. Parts of the ivy have been torn away recently, revealing an amulet hanging from a rusted nail. Something else catches my eye as I reach for it, and I notice there is another pendant hanging next to it, almost completely hidden by the ivy. 2 pendants, okay. I kind of want to keep those together then. That might be a clue. So, just gonna mark those up. Undermere Church. Church. And so red is kind of clues about where I found it in case I need those. Church. Yep, so we found those two together. Hopefully they have some effect on each other. Right. I don't need that one anymore. Looks like my fear is all the way down. Eli's picked a bad time to leave Undermere. I've come from the Hungerford house, where I've been helping Dr. Robinson and looking for any clues about what happened there. There wasn't much to go on. I did find a shattered Oshadic vessel, but whatever did this was no creeping dark. There was a strange black stain on the flagstone floor that I didn't like the look of. And the ravens. Very unusual, but at least they seem to have dispersed. I don't know what to make of it. I'm going to take a trip to Gleaston Castle to see if Edmund Bishop can shed any light on their behavior. But first, I would like a vesiger. Whatever this is, we don't want it spreading. As usual, my voices are completely inconsistent, and I apologize for that. Vesiger. A vesiger can be used to prevent the spread of disease and pestilence. Among other oddities, flames burn pale blue in their presence. Well then, I think there's only one thing to do. Maybe. Ooh, yeah. Beautiful. Alright. Glad I have candles handy. Moonstone Guardian for the banishment of Hobbs fear and Noctic sight. These tend to take the form of a comforting guardian. Alright. Vestiger. Shield Charm. Yep, alright, and then I'll start going up here. Okay, that's the end of day 3. Let's close up shop. Two days earlier, the rider and his fellow adventurer were deep underground, exploring the tunnels below the Kirkhead Tower, when they made a discovery. Their elation at their find would soon turn to horror. What do we got? Like a candlestick? Or a key. It's a key. Okay, what do you got for me? After a disagreement between two houses, I was buried behind lock and key. Lock and key. 7, the lock house. Keystone Manor. So it's behind both of these. So that's it. Beautiful. A flat slab of granite marks the otherwise empty field. It bears an inscription. On this spot in the year 1813, Arthur Key did shoot and kill the beloved horse of Wellington Lock. Buried at the foot of the slab, I find an unlocked chest containing a handful of legal documents, as well as a pistol, and another item catches my attention. Ooh. That looks cool. Lock and key. Pistol. Don't know if those are relevant facts or not. I'm trying to be thorough, though. Let's help a customer. Eli White. Well, the shop is still standing. That's something. Say what you will about Undermere, but this town is never quiet for long. I leave for a few days and suddenly everyone's talking about ravens and curses. I'm going to need to find Verona to get up to speed on what's going on. At least I didn't come away from Ravenglass empty-handed. I can always rely on Quiet Susan to unearth an interesting trinket or two. So he's still happy with me running the place, I guess. I'm not a good person. I'm pushing away the only people I care about. Help me do better, please. I have to change, but I don't know how. What do you have that can help me banish my inner demons and make the changes stick this time? So I'm gonna have to figure out what she wants. Could give her that. Horn shackles are used to bring about change in one's life, bestowing the ability to overcome personal demons. Yeah, so let's give her a horned shackle. We'd already identified it, though. Francesca again. She's got a scar. The evocant didn't snap Mr. Hungerford out of it, unfortunately. It's strange. It appears he's almost awake, but he is deep in some kind of trance, and I can't get anything out of him. He seems to be searching for something. I'm beginning to suspect this is beyond my skill set, but I'm not willing to give up so easily. I know it's a bad idea, but I'm going to need a sleep vessel to get me through this week. The 6 points of a sleep vessel are said to represent the 6 thalamic disciplines: Selenic, Draitic, Noctic, Diurnic, Wixic, and Mentic. They help people stay awake beyond any natural limits by storing their fatigue. Over time and repeated use, they become more and more difficult to handle as the undreamed nightmares within are beginning to seep out. Looking for 6 points. This is 6 points. Not sure this is what I want. Nothing to remark. Nothing to remark. Okay, so that's a giant maybe. That's protection. What's that symbol in the center? Insanity. Insanity and protection from insanity, so something like that. This doesn't have 6 points. Hang on. I just noticed something. Maybe I shouldn't do this while the customer is here. Nope. That's not the one. Alright. That's 8 points, or 4 points, depending on how you count it. There is a darkness to it, as if it holds untold fears inside. Somewhat painful. Iron and bronze. That one goes in the maybe. along with this one. I'm going to rule out that one because that's more like a protection from insanity. Has an energy about it. What does this symbol mean? It has an eye watching. Iron gray metal flecked with red. This also has 6 points. They say there's nightmares inside. Untold fears. Yeah, so I'm going with the sleep vessel. I'm going with that one as the sleep vessel. Unless I'm missing something obvious with 6 points. This technically has 6 points, but I was right. Closer inspection reveals the darkness inside. Yep. Resonance compass. A resonance compass will point towards nearby resonant objects, the only objects that can be detected in this way. Resonant objects are highly prized both by thaumaturges and those who collect occult curiosities. Alright, so this is a sleep vessel. You've been identified. What do you think, Jupiter? Was that a good idea? Althea O'Shea. I'm not going to try to do an Irish accent. Many years ago, I owned a silent breath, but it was already old when I inherited it, and its power died soon after. It's about time I replaced it. The White Stag, Guardian of the Forest. There are those who consider the White Hart a prize to be claimed, but there is no glory to be had from killing such a noble guardian of the forest. A silent breath contains a small token taken from a living white stag. While the stag lives, the item will retain its power, allowing the bearer to sense danger before it arrives. Is there any symbol for danger? Not really. Not specifically. White stag. This is just clay, so small token taken from a white stag. What is this? A white hare. Glass filled with a dark blue liquid. Cold. Nothing to remark. It seems to make the hairs stand up on the back of my neck. That's a maybe. Yeah, hairs standing up on the back of the neck, that's sensing danger, right? So this is it. So this is silent breath. Yes. Elva stones can be used to relieve the discomfort caused by other incurable ailments such as Braxis or burning blood. The planetary metal used in these items is associated with the Selenic discipline, a connection that is also reflected in their design. Okay, so silent breath, right? Who's a good kitty? Alright. Rufus Shelley. I've always wanted to try a Daedalus link. I have a personal interest in the celestial branch, so I'm not completely new to such things, nor am I ignorant of the risks. And now I have a good reason for it. I would need to take care of some roof repairs, and this would seem the safest way to approach it. Daedalus link. A Daedalus link is a powerful object capable of producing a levitation field. That seems to be overkill for fixing a roof. The field is extremely fragile, however, so it would be prudent not to take risks. These items are surprisingly light in weight. Their designs vary, but they might point to some facet of flight. A feather or the wings of a bird, for example. Well, there's a literal levitation, so are we sure that's not it? Tarnished silver. Raised detailing. No center sound. Nothing to remark. Levitation. Do we have an idea of what it looks like? Not at all. Surprisingly light in weight. Let's go against a half-pound. I mean, so that's fairly light. A feather or the wings of a bird. These are leaves. That's not surprisingly light. I think it's gotta be that, right? It's not the owl, that's a Selenic totem. A bat? That's heavier though. Yeah, I think it's gotta be this. The bird motif is a connection to flight. Using my weighing scales, I can confirm that it is very lightweight, which I just did. Cusick Purifier. A small topaz gemstone known as the Eye is placed in a strong-smelling liquid, usually some potent barley spirit or vinegar. Small tokens, such as rings or amulets perhaps, submerged in the liquid and left for a full cycle of the moon, are cleansed of simple imbued curses or hexes. Of course, there is a limit to the effectiveness of this process. Make sure I'm not covering up an object there. I notice I have a shield charm right here, a protection charm. That's nice of him to set up his store for us. Edmund Bishop. The ravens are back, I see. Looks like it's going to be worse this time. After speaking with Verona, I've come to extend an open invitation to visit Leaston Castle. My family has lived there for generations, and I know there are artifacts that would be of use to you, gathering dust in hidden corners. All I ask is that you stay out of the south tower and the master bedroom. And run anything you find by me, of course. Leaston Castle, Cumbria. Ooh. so south tower. Which one's the south tower? There's a lot of south towers. And that's the master bedroom. But either of these towers could be the south tower. Oh no, north. North. That's the south tower. Yep. Here's something to get you started. Walk past the main staircase and turn left. Follow that corridor down to the end and go through the door on the left. There's a small plinth. In the corner of that room with an item on it you are welcome to. I never did like it anyways. So does it mean in here? Or does it mean in here? Because I guess, like, what is the end of this corridor? Like, is this the end of the corridor, or is this the end of the corridor? Because we go past the main stairway. There isn't another main stairway, is there? No. Alright, let's explore. I suspect this is it. The plinth is not hard to spot in the corner of the room next to a small writing desk. A glass jar houses the object mentioned in Edmund's note. As I gather the item and turn to leave, my eye is drawn to a green book on the desk. The author's name is of particular interest. I pick it up and find Edmund on the way out, who encourages me to take it with me. I try to insist on paying for it at least, but he won't entertain the idea. Gemstones by Eli White. Yep, fair enough. No wonder that caught your attention. Where did we find this? What's the name? It's the Leaston Castle. Alright, yep. So we've got 2 maps now, and 3 books. Let's browse through gemstones and their thalamic properties. Amber, diurnic, yellow or orange, sometimes containing impurities. Amethyst, wixic, purple. Aquamarine, dryatic. Bloodstone, wixic, dark green or black with flecks of red, a dark stone for dark purposes. Iolite, diurnic, jade, dryatic. Alright, I'm just gonna flip through here. Yeah, there's a ton. Alright, so we'll come back to that. For now, I'm gonna put everything away. And close up shop. At the end of a long passageway, after days spent clearing away dangerous rock falls, the duo came upon a chamber. In it, they found a small stone tomb, too small to contain human remains. That's easy enough. Oh, this is a map. I see. Alright, let me see if I can just solve this quick. I doubt that's it. Here's my other map. Beautiful. Right there. A portrait of some dead lord eyes me suspiciously as I enter the room and start absent-mindedly opening drawers. The room is cold and austere, and I'm about to leave when I spot a crate under the chest of the drawers. This could be something. Beautiful. Might have to start a shelf specifically for Gleeston Castle artifacts. Wait, we identified this. Hang on. What was that? Oh, nuts. Daedalus link. Yes. I've nearly forgot to label it. I don't know. Yeah, I spelled it correctly. Alright, so... Perfect. Alright. Well, I will come back. In the meantime, if you enjoy my content, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Have a great day.